Alright everybody, so couple of disclaimers. First, we just recorded our Joshua Middleton collection video. Highly recommend you go check it out if you're into Middleton's work or variants or some other DC characters like Batgirl and Wonder Woman. Today we're going to be recording an AOK from Shane of the Comic Book Mafia. If you are not in the Comic Book Mafia,
join them.
You
join
really
us.
need to join us.
Join the dark side.
Shane and Dustin are just two of the best, not ambassadors, but just members, I guess, of the comic book community. They literally know everybody. I know you're thinking like, dude, I'm in Missouri. No. Trust me, Shane and Dustin probably know somebody in
And
Missouri.
they probably know someone
comics.
in every state.
Those dudes are crazy.
They know people in Savannah. They're going to a toy show, I think, in Mississippi. Something like that, or Kentucky. One or the others, but they know people in both.
They have connections everywhere.
They can get you, they can get any book.
Yeah, they're like comic book dealers, so be careful. And at the same time, if you're not following the Battlegrounds auctions, you really need to be following that. If our hauls have not convinced you, and we're only buying the stuff that we want to buy. So
Yeah, there's so much good stuff, but
there's so much
Shane and
good
Dustin are also on that auction.
Yeah,
so
they help run the auction, so
you get to talk to them.
yeah,
Jason.
you get to chat with them, and we're in the chat. So just seriously, guys, we have a pretty awesome community here. You just need to reach out, meet people, and join. So I was hanging out with Shane one day, and he started picking up books. He's like, "You got one of those?" I was like, "No." "You do now." "You got one of those?" "No." "You do now." So it was, I mean, my collection just grew just from hanging out with this guy. It's kind of insane. Alright. I guess these are in semi-order. I don't know. This is Superman Man of Steel 17. I've got 18. I told him I had 18. I was like, I got the first full appearance. He's like, you need the first cameo of Doomsday. I've seen the cameo. It's kind of lame, but hey, I've got first cameo of Doomsday if DC ever decides to do that story right. Next up, this is just kind of sweet. This is Marvel's Greatest Comics number 50. While I have not opened this, I can guess by the cover that this is a reprint of, and I don't know the Fantastic Four issue that this is. Maybe if future me wants to throw it up on the screen, he can. But Jessica knows that this is a character I really love. It's Adam Warlock, aka him, aka the Cocoon. But his books are so expensive right now that I don't really own any of them. I have where he got his own run, Power of Warlock or whatnot. I've got number 2 of that. And that's pretty cool. That's about the only Warlock I have. So snagging this reprint of the first appearance of when they were still calling him, that's pretty sweet in my opinion. Alright, up next. This is just awesome. It's a reprint of X-Men 1. And for some reason, Shane just keeps giving us these reprints. You know, for your birthday, he gave us the Hulk 181 reprint.
Yeah.
This is
cool to have.
What was this part of? Marvel Milestone Editions. They did number 1 reprints of Hulk 181, which is the first Wolverine, Fantastic Four number 1, X-Men number 1. I don't know what all they did number 1 reprints of, but if we keep having birthdays and just kind of existing, Shane's going to make sure we have.
Shane spoils us.
Shane does. I mean, he is just way too darn nice of a guy. Alright. Here we go. Let's save that for second to last. That one's got a funny story to it. This is one of those, man, it kind of stinks, but you can't really complain at the same time, and you'll see why. We're going to start. This is a really epic run in comic books. I would argue, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, maybe the biggest storyline in comic books? Marvel seemed to think so. The Infinity Gauntlet number 6. You could throw I guess you could do like The Dark Knight Returns. I guess you could say Infinity on Crisis, Crisis on Infinity Earth, whatever that book's called. You could say like those, or maybe some of like the indie books like Watchmen, Infinity Gauntlet #5. You could probably say that those books are in the running, but this has got to be one of you. If you were existed in the late 80s and 90s, you probably know something about this storyline. Thanos really made the argument that he is Marvel's #1 villain. Of course, characters like Galactus, Doctor Doom, Magneto. But, I mean, Thanos really staked a claim to it. #3, and I've never read it, believe it or not. But it's another one. This is an example of why I liked Adam Warlock. As a kid, I had Adam Warlock in the Infinity... I can't remember. Adam Warlock got the Infinity Watch. Adam Warlock got a little spin-off series following the events of this. And I thought the character was just so darn cool after that. I had a couple of those as a kid. But I never actually got to read this run. The Infinity Gauntlet #2. By the time I got into comics, it was the late 2000s. So, you know, this storyline had come and went. So that was #2. Now, sadly, I didn't have #1. And it kind of stinks, you know, like you can't complain. I mean, you just got Infinity Gauntlet 2 through 6, but it's like, man, I'm going to have to read the first one digital or something, and that's kind of what stinks about it. He said we'll find one, but I think it's still a pricey book, so I'm not really holding my breath. But if anybody can find a book in a dollar bin, it's shame dusted.
Yeah.
So up next is a book I've never heard of. It's got to be a super early appearance of these guys. This is just so cool. DC Superstars presents Teen Titans #1. I don't know the first thing about this run. By that, I mean, I don't know if this was a one-shot. I don't know if there were several issues of this, and like DC Superstars presents, and Teen Titans was the title character through the whole run, or if the Teen Titans only got one story and then it kind of rotated, like
we need to look into
Showcase and DC Presents and all that stuff. But this is just so easy. This is just so cool, is what I'm trying to say. You got Robin, Aqualad, Speedy, Wonder Girl, and Kid Flash. So, the OG Titans. Not the Titans we know from the cartoons, but the old school Titans of the 60s. Just so cool. I love any of this early Titan stuff. I think I bought maybe their 3rd appearance on the live the other day. It predates Teen Titans #1, one of the books I got, where the kid's like surfing. The Teen Titans introductory run was split in between Brave and Bold and I think Showcase. So I think they got their first 2 issues in Brave and the Bold before jumping into their 3rd appearance on Showcase. Was that one more minute? Or okay, I think I can wrap it up. But either way, I don't know if this predates Teen Titans 1 or not, but just so cool to have it. Alright, last, I don't know if I can get the story in under a minute. I'm going to try. I told Shane, hey, a book I'm looking for is, what is it called? Fantastic Four Annual #6, I think is what it's called. First appearance of Annihilus. It's also the first appearance of their son or whatever. Who cares? It's the first appearance of Annihilus. That's why I care. It's an expensive book. And I told Shane, I said, look, I'm not going to pay top dollar for the book. If you find it at an affordable rate, then I can live with the condition. I just want the first appearance of Annihilus. This was before like all the Kang rumors and blah, 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 blah. This was before all those rumors, so I kind of was trying to get, like, okay, I got first Mephisto, I've got Origin of Kang. Let's go ahead and get first Annihilus just to kind of cover our bases for next big Marvel baddie. So I asked Shane, can you be on the lookout for Fantastic Four #6? And pretty speedy, like within a week, very early on, he was digging through some of his long boxes and he said, I got the next best thing. Okay, I don't know what the second appearance of Annihilus is, so alright, bring it on. And he shows me Giant Size Fantastic Four number 6. This was very interesting to me. This is basically a reprint of Fantastic Four Annual number 6. The name is different, and this confused me and Jessica to no end. We were both sitting here Googling, like, is this a reprint? Is this the second appearance? Is this its own thing? It does reprint Fantastic Four Annual number 6. So this is the first appearance of Annihilus, second print, which I will take. Because, yeah, that was some speedy service on Shane's part. So, all in all, it just goes to show you, you know, they open doors. What really blows me away is they know what you like, they know what you love, and then they just show you books that you never knew existed. I did not know this existed. I did not know this existed. It's kind of what they do, and they're just great people, and that's why I always try to tell people, reach out, make friends with Shane and Dustin, because, I mean, they're great. We've only known each other for what? 3 years?
I guess
It's
so.
not like Shane rolled with my dad back in the day or anything like that. Like, we met Shane in a comic book store.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. So he helped, he contributed comic books to a LCS that was up and coming, and he walks in and he starts digging through, and he said, hey, someone bought all our Teen Titan books.
We were in the other little room, like, playing a game.
Yeah, so it was like a game store and a comic store. So we were at the tables, and we had heard about Shane and Dustin. Okay,
we knew they were putting on Cartersville.
We were filming. We filmed FarleyCon.
Yeah.
And we had heard, like, oh, you guys film cons and stores. Surely you guys know Shane and Dustin. And we were like, I don't think so. And they said, oh, you'll know if you've met Shane.
I was going to say, everyone knew them, too. I feel like they got brought up.
Yeah, everybody was like, oh, you guys know Shane and Dustin. And we were like, oh, we don't think so. And they would say, you'd know if you met Shane. Yes, that's very true. But so these two guys come walking in to this comic book store, and one of them says to the other, looks like someone bought all our Teen Titans, which was me. So at the time I was babysitting my siblings, and we were watching the Teen Titans, like the 03 run, and it kind of got me back into buying comic books. So we go to this LCS, and they've got like First Terra, they've got First Blackfire, they said all these awesome Teen Titan books. So naturally I bought them all. And so I hear these two guys talking about how someone bought all their Teen Titan books. So I get up and I go over and I'm like, that was me. I bought all your Teen Titans. And he said, you're very smart. You're very smart. And we kind of shook hands, and he's like, hey, I'm Shane. This is Dustin. And we were like, oh my gosh, we've heard so much about you guys. And that was kind of it. That was probably in 18 or maybe 17, maybe 2017.
Found out they knew my brother and everything, too.
Yep. It was the year we started the channel.
Yeah.
It was whenever we did the Cartersville comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew Jessica's brother. So my point is, get out and just make friends. I always tell Justin, I'm like, where would our life be if I didn't get up to go say, hey, it was me who bought all your Teen Titans?
We wouldn't have nearly the books.
No, we wouldn't. But
especially
I mean,
not the key.
There's like the friendships that come along with this, the stories that come along. How many of our stories involve Shane and Dustin?
I know.
Involve like their auctions or like the Cartersville cons.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So just comics are great. Trust me, comics are great. But you meet people, and that's one of the best parts is, you know, the community and meeting people. So I always tell people, get out there, make friends, and just have each other's back. Because these are great guys. Books aside, Shane and Dustin are great. So I think I've rambled on long enough. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure Shane knew I appreciate this. I tell him that I love him all the time and that he's a great guy, but just so, say it one more time.
We appreciate
you. Thank you, Shane.
Yeah.
You're awesome, man. So
we should just have a video one day of all the stuff he's either given us or helped us get.
Yeah. I mean, we do buy books from him.
Yeah.
You bought your Edge of Spider-Verse 2 from him.
Yeah.
And on their auctions, we were buying books and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Bought first Omega Red from them. We have bought a lot of books. I bought the first Shocker from them.
We do
my
buy a
Jessica
bunch from them,
Cruz
but they
keys.
give us a bunch too.
Yeah, they're insane.
They're too nice.
They are vendors, and they put on shows. So, was it 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Restart it. I have to be very quick. I only have a minute, but yeah, they put on Cartersville Con, they put on Calhoun Con, and they help some other people run online auctions. So, if you are in the Georgia, the tri-state area, or you don't mind making drives, I don't think they're doing Cartersville Con this year. I think it's just Calhoun Con.
They'll be set up at Farley Con though.
They will be set up in Farley Con,
which is in East Ridge at Camp Jordan Arena.
on the 14th.
August 14th, and then Calhoun Con is in October.
Yes, so if you're looking for some cons, definitely come out. We can highly recommend personally almost every vendor that's at these shows. We've dealt with them 5-6 times. Anyway, I got to get going. Hopefully we'll see you guys at Farley Con or Calhoun Con if you feel like making a drive. Either way, thank you so much, Shane. We're out of here. Like, comment, subscribe.